Okay, so now we're doing the Euro Marathon. Let's see, I think the Roadster will be the way to go. I feel like the yellow just fits this Roadster. I'm not really the biggest fan of yellow, but I just feel like it fits it. So we're gonna do Euro Marathon, which, so the good thing about the marathons, there's 2 marathon championships in this game, and it's just one track. But it's like a long track because it combines like it basically combines previous tracks we already raced on to make one giant track. So that's why there's only one like race for the marathons, because it's one long race. You'll see. I think like the marathon, damn. I think the typical run times for the marathons, let's see, I think are like between 10 to 15 minutes long. So that's a really long race. I mean, I guess that's why it's called a marathon. Already off to not a good start. Is that good grammar? I don't know. Already not off to a great start? I will say this Roadster is a bit nimble compared to the other medium class cars, because I already drove the other 2, which is the Sports Coupe and the Saloon. And yeah, like I will definitely say those other 2 cars, they feel pretty heavy to drive. This car feels really nimble, like the Super Mini, but it's got the speed of the Sports Coupe and the Saloon, which is higher than the Super Mini. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good car to use, because it's got higher speed than the Super Mini, but it has it kind of has like more of the easy handling of the Super Mini. Alright, perfect time to use the boost will be... Wait, oh no. I thought I was driving the Twilight Marathon or the Twilight or Harbor Town, and I forgot. But yeah, as you see, we're in River City. I think that's what this place is called. So we went from Harbor Town to River City. I don't know how I crashed. I kind of took my eyes off the screen for a moment there. What the? Hey bro, calm down. Ooh, I just heard that crash. So we're doing this in reverse. Oh my god, I'm surprised I didn't crash. I didn't crash against that divider. I wanted to go in the opposite, in the oncoming road, but I was like, you know what? No, let's not risk it. Alright, let's use the boost here. There we go, Burnout, and then that's the first lap. Right? Yes, that's the first lap. Oh yeah, there was no way I was getting through that. Oh yeah, so I just realized I never explained what rubber banding is for those of you who don't know what that term is. So like rubber banding, it's essentially a mechanic that is used in primarily racing games to basically scale the speed of your opponents in regards to like where you're at. So in other words, like if you're in first and you're like very far ahead, the AI opponents will start they'll start racing or driving at like super high speeds, like speeds that yeah, speeds that like you probably normally can't achieve yourself, just so like the opponents, yeah, just so the opponents are like closer to you. And it's, yeah, and then it works, I believe it works the other way, around too, in which like if you're falling too far behind, if you're in last place and you're falling too far behind, the opponents will actually start going much slower so you can catch up to them. And the reason for that, it's really just to kind of like bridge the gap, or bridge the distance between you and the other racers, to, I guess, make the races feel a little more like intense. Because think about it, if there was no rubber banding, if there was no rubber banding and you were driving pretty good, then like, you know, there'd really be no challenge, and then at that point it wouldn't really feel much of a race against other people, because like everyone is so far behind while you're probably already lapped to them. And then same thing the other way around, like if you really suck, or you know, you just had like a really bad like start to the race, and you know, like the AI is driving really good, it just, yeah, you might just be like, well, then it's kind of pointless to keep trying, or like I gotta restart the race because no way I'm gonna catch up. So, well, alright. Oh my god. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's the whole point of rubber banding. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm really not the biggest fan of rubber banding, because I get why they do it, right? But like, to me it seems like a cheap way to, I guess, create a challenge and competition in a race. Because if anything, it's because look, the issue with rubber banding, and I guess it depends on like the game, right? Like there's some racing games where I think, yeah, rubber banding is good, but then you have like some games that, like, for example, maybe like a game like this, right, that tries to be a little more realistic, and to me, like, it really does break the immersion when, like, you know, your opponents can essentially like hit corners at speeds that just should not be possible. But you know, that's just all for the sake of, like, you know, making the race feel like challenging every step of the way, as like your opponents are basically like behind you at all times. But like, I don't know, it's just like, that's the thing, like, it's because oftentimes I feel like rubber banding really ruins a lot of racing games more than it really helps them. And you know, you might be thinking like, well, okay, like, if that's the reason why they do rubber banding, then like what do you suggest like they do, right? Because it just seems like that's probably like the only way you could really get like your like make the challenge, since oh man, damn, that AI driver was actually pretty smart, because he slowed down to try to avoid crashing, and I really just expected him to like smash right into the lorry truck. I don't know. I don't know why I said it like a Brit. A lorry driver. That's what British say. Well, I mean, we are in Europe, so. Anyways, holy shit! I just realized the race is like we're coming close to the end of the. Well, not yet, but like, we're getting there. Anyways, now you see what I think. See, the way I think they should do it is like just basically make the driving AI better. So you know, have them like drive properly. Have them drive down like, yeah, like have them program them so they drive down like the best racing lines that yeah, the best racing. Are you kidding? I think I'm gonna end up redoing this. I'm gonna have to end up redoing this race, aren't I? Because like, I don't even want to know how far the dude in first is. Okay, he's not that far, but like, I really need to bridge, like, close the gap between us. And there's not a lot of the track left. Yeah, I think the best way is maybe just have them like use racing, like try to like program them to drive through like the best racing lines they can use, and I guess kind of have better driving sense. So like, I guess if they're coming in on a corner too fast, instead of like just like hitting the wall and like wall riding, maybe just like braking early, you know, like what is it? What is that technique called? Like slow in, fast out, which is basically like you go in slow in the corner. That way, like by the time you leave the corner, you could just slam on the gas and like you reduce speed. So like I guess essentially program the other racing or the other AI opponents to use proper racing techniques. I don't know. That's what I think. I would prefer that compared to yeah, I would prefer that compared to what was I thinking? Rubber banding. There we go. Damn, this big crash. Oh, look at that, all the way to the top of best drivers. And I beat my record for the worst driver. So we unlocked Savage Streets Grand Prix, Euro Marathon EX, and then all these other tracks.